Hi.
We are.
Me too. So we are the pioneers.
Always. It's true of everyone who has ever lived. It's true of everyone who has ever lived. This is the moment of the new, always. If you don't know that, in your complacency, you're missing out on a lot.
Before coming on the cruise, I was sitting in an office on an appointment, and I saw a calendar on the wall of a lady doing yoga. And I told the girl, I said, when I was a kid doing yoga, we were considered the occult. And she was like flabbergasted, and sort of like, really? And as we were coming up in the elevator during the break, I had some lady say, "You people." And I went, oh no, another one. But we are the pioneers, and this, what we're involved with here, will be commonplace in millennium to come?
Maybe. Doesn't matter. It's too conditional. Think about how that feels. More will find what we have found. Feel the effort in that a little bit.
Yeah.
Or the offness in them not finding it. When they're not off, they're contributing as much to all that is as anyone else. There's no standard of alignment. There's no right place to stand or right group to stand in. It's just that when you are consciously aware of who you are so that you're feeling it, then you can be of advantage to yourself and to others every step along the way. Sometimes in religion, often in religion, there is guardedness because there is a desire for alignment, but not a knowledge of when it is happening. Well, what happens in most religions is that there is a representative of what they believe is truth that they are looking back to. But that representative lived in a different time when different questions were being asked and when different answers were coming forth in response to those questions. So when you dig up something and you try to live by it today, it's way out of kilter with who all of us have become, you see. And so there is a sort of vulnerability or guardedness in some. Esther remembers it in herself before coming into awareness with Abraham. She did not want Jerry to tell anyone what was going on with her because she was pretty sure how they would feel about it, you see. And so that's one of the advantages of finally coming to the place where you are not trying to live your life through the lens of how someone else is seeing you, because it is true entrapment, you see. No one is happy trying to jump through those hoops, and no one finds alignment with Source by trying to live it through someone else's standard. It's really an individual thing. You are expanding so rapidly that in order to keep up with Source, you've got to be on it all day, every day. All day, you become more than you were. And as you become more, the Source that is really you holds that light, holds it steady so that you can feel your frequency to it, you see. Well, can you imagine what it must feel like to someone who is like you, expanding all day, every day, all day, every day, all day, every day, all day, every day, and instead of using that guidance system that is personal to them to help them know about closing that gap, instead they're trying to find something that someone wrote a long time ago about people that have nothing to do with them, that they can't relate to at all in any way. So they come away with this scanty little puny list of rules and requirements, and then they just club each other over the head with them generation after generation. Set people on fire if they don't comply and chop off their heads if they don't comply. We think you've moved on from that, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my husband and I, who sit on the back porch...
You happy people.
Yes.
You people who represent what we all want, but we're not there, so there's something wrong with you being there too. So come back to where we are so that we do not feel the gap in our own vibration quite so much. Esther said that to us on many occasions. Abraham, I know the reason I'm feeling bad is because you're over there and I'm over here, so come over here with me. We said, you've got to achieve a vibration that allows us in. We're always right there with you, but you've got to find the frequency that lets us in. Yeah.
So sitting on the back porch saying, "Isn't it pretty?" as we look out over the yard, does it?
That's enough. Put your feet in the water. Put your feet in the water. Pet your cat. Take it easy. Find things that feel good. But here's the thing. Hold it for at least 17 seconds so that law of attraction can bring you another piece of it and a little more momentum. Then hold that for another 17 seconds so that law of attraction can bring you another piece of it, increase momentum. And then hold it for another 17 seconds so that law of attraction can bring you another piece of it and increase momentum until the momentum is going. And once the momentum is going, then it's natural and easy, and anything opposite of that isn't easy. Haven't you found yourself on a roll of feeling good that made it very difficult for you to do otherwise? That's who you are, you see. Confident and sure and ever expanding. And loved beyond our ability to explain it to you. Esther sat one day, just as you said, on her porch, looking out, appreciating, so much to appreciate. A really beautiful pool and a really beautiful day and really beautiful sculptures in the garden and beautiful red cardinal in the tree and beauty everywhere she looked. And it wasn't just beautiful, it was functioning perfectly. And it wasn't just beautiful and functioning perfectly, it was beautifully maintained. It was immaculately created. And it was sitting there all for her. And she was sitting there for a moment wishing that all of you were there with her, because it was like too much beauty and too much goodness for just one person to be experiencing. She felt like she was at the point of a huge vortex of well-being as she sat there trying to soak in, trying to accomplish that feeling of deservability, because it was so big and she felt like just a person sitting there experiencing it. And then the momentum of it went faster and faster and faster as she thought about all that had gone before, all that Jerry had defined and all that Jerry had thought about doing and all that Jerry had orchestrated. And then she thought about all of the people who had helped and all of the contractors and all of the construction people who had been there, all of the talented plumbers and electricians, all of the artisans, all of the people who had all been part of that. And then she thought about all of the highways that had brought it all and the 16 semi-truck fulls of large boulders that now were standing as the water feature. It was nearly incomprehensible as she began to think about the industry and the science and the technology that was all behind her back, that had all been there, all leading to all of this, all leading to this. And here I stand, she thought. Here I stand as the recipient, as the culmination, not just the receiver, the perceiver of all of that. I am the realizer of that. But in her state of alignment, her realization of all of that gave her a sense of worthiness and a sense of right placeness, right timeness, right beingness, unlike anything that she had ever been before. And she thought, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been looking for. This is who I was born to be. And I've always been it. I just didn't know it, you see. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.